Good morning, everybody, and welcome to INTR 101, Section 4, College Success Strategies. So my name is Kelly Christensen, and today we're going to go over a brief introduction of the course, my expectations, the structure, assignments, and we'll also take a tour of BB Learn. So before we get started, I just want to have a quick apology for my lighting, and if you hear any strange noises in the background, I am recording this from my apartment, so things might be a little noisy. Anyway, let's dive in. So as I said, my name is Kelly Christensen. I am the Academic Coaching Coordinator for U of I, and a couple of fast facts about me. I use she, her pronouns. My office is located on the 3rd floor of the iSub, which is above Einstein's, but I also work from home most days. So normally, if you're Zooming in with me, I'll probably be in my apartment. So while I was an undergraduate at the University of Idaho, I studied math and physics. And my favorite class was game theory, which is actually a political science course. So what is the goal of INTR? Well, it is to learn, implement tools for academic success, to demonstrate how college success strategies will be used towards academic achievement, to engage with university resources, and to reflect and research academic methods for college and career success. So just some general course information. You can reach me either by email or phone with the numbers listed here. These are also available on the site and in the syllabus. And I am available Monday through Friday, 8 to 5 p.m. So I do not have listed office hours. I am a staff member, not a faculty member. However, I am available for appointments pretty much anytime Monday through Friday. Just shoot me an email and we will get something posted. So how is this class structured? Well, this section is fully online. So I provided some suggested structure in the syllabus so that you can complete the lectures in sort of an orderly manner, but it is up to you. There are due dates, so there are weekly assignments. Those due dates aren't super movable. So make sure to get those in. It'll kind of help you stay on top of the course and give you some structure. Presentations will be posted in 2 formats, both an embedded SlideShare presentation and a YouTube video. There is a final project at the end of the course. This is an 8-week course, so it only goes for half of the semester. And students will be required to check in with me at least twice during the semester. So I'm available to meet with you anytime, really, but you are required at least 2 meetings with me. And this just gives me a chance to get to know my students, to see what's going on in your lives and how I can make this course more useful for you. So participation in the course. Participation is essential, especially since it's online. Each lecture has an accompanying assignment with it, and this just allows you to sort of dive into the material a bit more. And these are listed as deliverables, and they're found in the content folder for each week. We will go over those a bit more in a minute. Weekly reflections are also due every week, and they're an opportunity for you to reflect on the material we cover and consider your current habits. So any sort of word count minimum or specific requirement that I have for those assignments will be listed on them, and it'll be very clear. I tend to bold those things so you know what is going on. All right, so as far as grading goes, there are 500 total points in the course. Those come from 2 instructor conversations. So those are the 2 times that you're required to meet with me during the 8 weeks. Those do have due dates associated with them, so I don't want you to put them off too long. I will post reminders about it, so don't worry too much about that. There are reflections. There are 7 of them, each worth 30 points. Those are due every Sunday by 11:59 p.m. and those due dates are posted with each assignment. And then there are the participation or deliverable assignments. Those are due on Fridays by 11:59 p.m. There is a project rough draft. So I like to have folks do a rough draft so I can give you some feedback on possible changes that you need to make for it, and just ways that we can ensure it gets better. So that rough draft is worth 30 points of the total 100 point value of the final project. That'll be due February 12th. And then the actual final polished version will be due March 10th by 5 p.m. The reason I have it due midweek on a Wednesday is so that I have plenty of time to grade before those 8 weeks are up. I like to have everybody's final grade done by the end of those 8 weeks, just so there's no surprises at the end of the semester. If you have any questions about grading, please reach out to me. I'm more than happy to clarify things or go over any of those points. Now, the instructor check-ins, a little bit more information on those. So each student will meet with me at least 2 times during the semester, and these meetings can take place over the phone or on Zoom unless something radical happens and we're able to be in person. So I'm happy to chat with you as much as you would like over the course of the week, over the course of the 8 weeks that we're in this course. But those 2 meetings that will count have deadlines associated with them, and I would like to have them spread out. And what I mean by that is you can't just meet with me twice within the first week and call it good. Like these check-ins, 1, they allow me to kind of see how your progress is throughout the course, and 2, the second check-in is actually some time when we spend discussing your rough draft of the final project so that I can give you feedback and we can kind of work through all of those different things. So a little bit more information about that final project. It is worth 100 points. And the final project proposal, I'm having you write like a project proposal. So you'll write about what sort of presentation you'd want to give for a hypothetical student success conference. So like I said, there will be a rough draft for it just so you have an opportunity to make edits and improve it before you turn in the final. So we'll discuss this project at length in a couple of weeks. I open up the final project folder around week 3 of this course, just because I want to give you plenty of time to look at it and dive into it and see what's what. So a couple of general classroom policies. Even though we are fully online, these are some good things to keep in mind. Things like green dot and class respect and names and pronouns. So I want to honor the name that you go by and the pronouns that you use. Please do the same for me. As far as non-discrimination policy, you know, the University of Idaho takes this very seriously. I take this very seriously. So if you feel as if there's any sort of discrimination from another classmate, from yourself, from a teacher, from myself, like anybody like that, please let me know. We can make sure that gets handled through the proper channels. And then finally, academic integrity. So this is a course that is based mainly on personal reflection. So it seems like it might be kind of hard to cheat since there are no tests. I don't quiz you on the material or anything like that. However, there are cases of academic dishonesty that still pop up in this class. So those can take the form of people cheating on word count, whether that's by entering a ton of like white letters at the end of their assignment or anything like that. So I have ways of catching those things. I have ways of finding those things. I'm not that old. I'm a student, or I've been a student very recently. So I do look out for those things. If there is any instance of academic dishonesty, I will have to report to the Office of the Dean of Students for possible disciplinary action. So it sounds really scary. I've only had to do that a couple times in all the semesters that I've taught this. So please just stay honest and stay above board when it comes to turning in your work. Now, one thing that I like to talk about with all of my students are professional communication expectations. So this is more of a broader topic beyond just this class, but professional communication is really essential for college, especially right now where most things are happening over the internet. So when you're contacting your instructors, whether that's myself or some other faculty or staff member, a couple of things you want to include on those emails just so that it's easier for everybody. Make sure you have an introduction, your question or your request, and a signature. So it's really difficult when a student doesn't include their name or just gives me a really vague question about an assignment. I can't help them well. I don't know how to address them. It's just not the greatest situation. So make sure to include those couple of quick things. And then when you're addressing a faculty or staff member, be sure to use the name or title that they prefer. So you do not have to call me Miss Christensen, Mrs. Christensen, ma'am, Dr. Christensen, Professor Christensen. None of those are my titles. Just call me Kelly. I mean, I won't get mad if you call me Miss Christensen or anything like that, but I'm not a doctor. I'm not a professor. I'm just an academic coach. And I like to keep things kind of informal when it comes to addressing me. So yeah, just call me Kelly. If you do come up with a really cool nickname for me, I won't be mad about it because I think those are fun, so long as it's respectful and not mean. Okay, so a couple of other things to consider. Always make sure you keep regular business hours in mind when contacting faculty or staff. So by regular business hours, I mean Monday to Friday, 8 to 5. So if you send an email really late on Friday, then you may not hear back on Monday or till Monday. And that isn't just a rule for me, that's a rule for pretty much everybody. So if there's something really critical, try and get it to me earlier in the day so that you have a better chance of hearing back from me quickly. Now, sometimes I do check my email a little bit later, so I might have an eye on it, but it's not guaranteed. However, if it's Monday through Friday and I don't have an away message set, I always have my email open. All right, so kind of the last note on this slide is make sure to be specific with your requests. So as an example, if you're trying to set up a meeting time, then be sure to include a couple of times that you're available. It just minimizes the amount of back and forth or the amount of confusion. Additionally, if you're looking for an extension on an assignment, whether it's my class or some other class, be specific in which assignment it is and how long you're hoping to have extra time on that. So let's say you just need a day, include that in there. Hello, my name is Kelly. I'm in your English 101 class. I was wondering if I could have one extra day to turn in this essay. I ran into a few issues on my end. Thank you. I'd be happy to meet if you have any further questions. Best, Kelly, right? Like simple little email like that, but that's specific so that an instructor can help you a little bit better. All right, so a few other notes about this. I will post announcements requesting availability for instructor conversations. Please be sure to provide several times that you're available so that we can schedule easily. It's really hard when a student just gives me only one time that's like just 1/2 hour block. Because if I have another student appointment or I'm teaching another class or giving a presentation, I don't have any flexibility there. So standard rule of thumb is give at least 3 times that you're available. Hopefully one of those works. Please, please, please reach out early if you have any trouble completing assignments. And this is true for any class. If you get an error on BB Learn, include the details or a screenshot of what happened. It's not necessarily like people won't always ask for proof or validation, but it might help them solve that problem for you. And if you do run into a professor who's a little bit tougher, it is that sort of backup proof that you have. Life happens. I understand that. So please communicate as soon as you can if you have an emergency that will impact your ability to complete things in the course. Like if you are injured, don't feel like you need to email me from a hospital bed. Like, no, I'm not asking that. But as soon as you're able to, as soon as you're available to send something, just send a note along. So I'm always happy to let folks make up assignments for partial credit or for most credit if there's some extenuating circumstance, but you need to communicate your needs to me. So all of this is within reason as well. So don't wait until the last week of class to try and make up things, especially if you have a lot of things to make up, because I'm much less likely to agree to that if it's like Friday right before spring break and you're trying to make up a ton of assignments, just because I have deadlines for grades and I want to make sure that it's fair across the board for all students to be able to make up work. So just reach out as soon as something pops up so we can talk about getting those things made up and making sure that you still get some points for everything. So a couple of additional resources that I want you to keep in mind. This syllabus that's posted online that we'll go over has a ton of extra information in it about resources on campus. So it includes the contact information for places like the Center for Disability Access and Resources, which is also known as CDAR, the Counseling and Testing Center, LGBTQA Office, Office of Multicultural Affairs, and the Women's Center. And I provide this information to my students because those are offices that can help you in a lot of different ways that I might not be able to help you in. So reaching out to them and getting connected with them can be really, really beneficial for your overall success. And we'll go over these offices more in depth in the course because I think these resources are really critical to students feeling good and successful throughout their semester. So now what we're going to do is explore the BB Learn page. So if you're watching this on YouTube, you're going to see that. If you're going through the slides, then there's some screenshots. But that sentence doesn't make sense because we're recording the video anyway. Okay, we're going to go to BB Learn. So what I'm going to do really quick is share my BB Learn. Okie dokie, so hopping over, this is what the course will look for you. I have some fun colors on it. So right now, there aren't any announcements because the course hasn't started for y'all yet. But if you head over to your syllabus, there's our course syllabus. So it's posted there. And if you pop it open, we got a couple of different things in it. Obviously, we have my contact information, course meeting times, the description, our learning objectives, all of that sort of standard stuff, my participation policy, office hours, class reflections, instructor conversations. Here's our grading chart. And then this is the page of kind of classroom policies as well as all sorts of campus resources. So these are all things that are free and available to you. Check them out. If you have any questions, please let me know. So the last page of this is probably the most useful / most critical page for all of you, and that is the course schedule. So our first day is on January 13th, that Wednesday. Because it's such a short week, I call it week 0. And the only thing there is the introduction, syllabus, course expectations, and policies video, which is this one. You do have an assignment due on Friday. It's a really short one. We'll go over it quickly. And then each week I have the topics that we'll be discussing. We have some guest speakers throughout the semester. A lot of these are pre-recorded guest speakers. So we'll have Vandal Health Ed as well as some presentations from career services later in the semester. And then the very last week of the course, which is the week before spring break, I treat like a finals week. So we don't necessarily have any big things like big presentations to watch. You'll just need to turn in your final project, like the final draft of it, as well as I have a like end of the course feedback assignment. And I use that to check in to see how the course went, what topics really connected with you, and what ones I could maybe include in the course for the next folks. So keep an eye on the syllabus, print it out, keep it near you so that you know when stuff is due. You can enter all of that info into your calendar. So hopping back to the course, the other important thing is the weekly content folder. So each week we'll have a folder associated with it. I release them sort of 2 at a time so that it's not too overwhelming. However, if you do want to work ahead in the course, that is something that you're able to do. It's just I post the videos a little bit later because I like to add in some extra things in case something pops up or there's some sort of university-wide announcement that I can include there. So what you're going to want to do for this one is go to your week 0 folder, that's right now, and you will see these slides for our introduction presentation. And as soon as I'm done recording this, the video will be posted there as well. Next, or the last thing in this, is the assignment that's due on the 15th at 11:59. So that is the introduction deliverable. So we're going to check that out. It's a short little test. There's no time limit, and it's only worth 10 points. And it's pretty easy. You're going to tell me a little bit about yourself. So I like to know your name, your major, your year in school, why you're taking the course, and then what song is currently stuck on repeat for you, because I'm a big fan of knowing what people are listening to. And then I have a little check-in about when things are due, just to see, you know, if you've dove into that syllabus or this video pretty well. And then finally, a space for you to let me know if you have any questions, and I can email you right away with answers to those. So a pretty simple first week assignment. Now, if you go back to weekly content, you can also check out week 1, which has the slides uploaded. The video recordings will be going up shortly, but you'll see there are 2 presentations per week, and there are 2 deliverables connected with those. So sometimes deliverables show up as like quizzes where you type in your answers there, and other times they are places where you'll upload a document. And then the last thing there are these weekly reflections. So the weekly reflections are set up kind of like some of the deliverables, just a couple of short answer questions. Each reflection, like the total amount of points, is 30 points. And these ones do have word counts. So keep in mind, most of them are 150 words. If they're different, that's also listed and bolded for you. One thing that I really encourage folks to do is to edit before they hit submit on these. So I want your responses to be clear, free of grammatical errors, and a minimum of 150 words. The other important thing is if I ask for an outside resource or you use an outside resource, you need to be sure to cite that. So please include an MLA citation in case you incorporate any other thing from the internet, a book, anything like that. So they're pretty straightforward. If you have any trouble hitting word count or you have any like clarification questions, just let me know. I'm more than happy to go over some of those things. With that, that is all for our introduction assignment. I hope everything goes well for you. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, anything like that, please let me know. I'm always happy to help. I'm available over email or phone Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. So I hope you all have a great day. I will make sure to have better lighting for the next video. And with that, bye-bye.